This one. What is the
What
Basel?
what is the purpose of Basel norms?
Huh.
Then what are
What are the
present
pillars?
Basel norms for Indian private sector and public sector banks? What are Tier 1 capital and Tier 2 capital of banks? Okay, I have asked like this. Now, I think it is giving the answer. In the meantime, somebody is joining the group. Mm, yeah, yeah, somebody is joining only for materials. Today's date is 3/11/25. Is SBICBO. Yeah, today is joining 8210648698. Yeah, 1 minute. 3:21. Wait a minute. So ये आ गया स्क्रीन पर आ गया नहीं आया?
नहीं आया इसमें.
ओहो. Yeah, please go through that. You be reading it within
Yes, sir.
yourself.
Yes.
I will come and
Yes, sir.
ask you to read afterwards.
Yeah. The purpose of Basel norm is to ensure the stability and soundness of the global banking system by setting international standard of capital adequacy, risk management, and regulatory supervision. These norms help the bank to maintain the sufficient capital to absorb the losses and withstand financial shock, and thereby reducing the risks of systematic crisis and protecting the depositors and the broader economy.
No, 1 minute.
Hmm.
Yeah. Please read from present Basel norms for Indian banks.
India has adopted the Basel III norms, which are stricter than the global minimums. As of 2025, the Reserve Bank of India mandate the following for both the private and public sector banks: minimum capital
Sorry. Minimum capital
to risk weighted asset ratio 9%,
mm,
higher than the Basel III global standard of 8%.
mm, mm.
Common
Continue.
equity tier 1 capital minimum is 5.5 of risk weighted asset. Capital conservative buffer CCB 2.5% of the risk weighted assets to be maintained in the form of common equity tier 1 capital. Leverage ratio minimum 4.5% for the domestic systematically important bank and 3.5 for others.
Mm,
Liquidity coverage ratio and net stable funding ratio are also been implemented in the phases.
mm. 1 minute. Phases. Now, tier 1, tier 2 cap. I asked this question.
Huh. So this is a core capital tier 1 of a bank consisting the shareholders equity and retained earning. It is most reliable form of capital and can absorb the losses without affecting the bank's operation. Under Basel III, Indian bank must maintain the tier 1 capital of 7% of risk assets with set 1 at 5.5% and additional tier 1 at 1.5%.
1 minute. Some questions are coming just now,
Hmm.
and I am putting it here so that we can read those questions immediately after that, or I will cover them in the mock interview I'll be conducting for candidates. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, tier 1, tier 2 you studied. In
uh,
summary,
uh. Basel norms are designed to strengthen the banking sectors by ensuring the bank maintain the adequate capital buffer, and Indian bank follow the stricter requirement than the global standard to enhance financial stability.
no, but did he answer clearly what is the balance we should have? Uh, Public sector and private sector banks. I think
Mm,
the minimum capital risk weighted asset ratio CRAR 9%
percent.
globally. But
Uh,
for private sector, 9 only. For
uh,
public sector, it is 12%. I think it is
uh,
not given here. 1 minute. Let me check up whether I have another material. Um, yeah, that Lakshmi Prasanna gave that material. Lakshmi Prasanna, yeah, she has sent that material to me. Basel norms. I will show you. Are you are you seeing on the screen? No.
yes.
Basel norms. Yeah. How much we can read, I don't know. See,
Mm,
SBI general economy. Risk becomes Basel norms.
mm.
Three pillars: capital adequacy, supervisory review, market discipline. I have given this material to you.
Okay.
Then Basel 3 norms 2010,
Mm,
capital minimum capital adequacy ratio 12.9%. Then leverage ratio, but this is not very clear. Then definition of capital adequacy ratio, tier 1 plus tier, that is why I asked that question. Tier 1 by tier 2 capital risk divided by risk weighted assets into 100. If a bank has a capital of 12 crore and its risk weighted asset is 100 crore, then CIR is 12%. If the RBI requires CIR 12%, this bank is safe. Risk weighted assets means for each and every asset, there is an element of risk. For example, say a government assured loan, risk is zero. A private sector loan without security is, say, risk is 100%. So if we have given 5 crores loan to a private sector without security, then 5 crores is taken as our risk weighted asset. Okay. And
mm,
for that, that should be compared with the capital of the bank. Then leverage ratio. Leverage ratio shows the relationship between bank's capital and its total assets, regardless of the risk level. It ensures the bank is not lending or investing more than it can afford. Tier
mm,
1 capital divided by total assets. Minimum required under Basel 3 is 3%. Okay. Next,
mm,
liquidity coverage ratio ensures that bank has enough high liquidity assets to survive 30-day financial crisis. LCR is equal to high quality liquid assets divided by total net cash outflows over 30 days. A bank expects cash outflows 100 crores 30 days. That is, some deposits are maturing in 30 days. It
mm,
must have at least 100 crore liquid assets in the form of cash or government bonds.
mm,
LCR is equal to high quality liquid assets divided by total net cash outflows during the next 30 days. 100 by 100 is equal to 100%.
mm,
NSFR, net stable funding ratio, make sure that a bank is using stable and long term funds to support its long term loans and activities for at least 1 year. Available stable funding divided by required stable funding is greater than or equal to 100. A bank has 60 crore in long term deposits and needs 70 crore to support the long term loans. NSFR is equal to 80 by 70 is equal to 114. So required for stable funding. So that means here it is more than this net stable fund is bank has 80 crore. So that means it is a good position. This bank is stable. Then CAR, capital to risk weighted assets, minimum required, they say 12.9%. Earlier, I was reading as 12%, but now
Hmm.
this is the latest material. They have given
Hmm.
us 12.9.
Hmm.
Leverage ratio 3%, LCR 100%, NSFR 100%. What does the capital adequacy ratio primarily measure in a bank? Strength of the bank to absorb financial losses. The leverage ratio under Basel III is calculated as Tier 1 capital divided by total
Total
assets.
assets.
Liquidity coverage ratio is designed to ensure that a bank has enough liquid assets to survive 30-day financial crisis.
Yes, yes.
Which of the following statement is true regarding net stable funding ratio? C.
Hmm.
It ensures banks fund long-term activities
With the
with
step.
stable funding sources. Under Basel III, the minimum capital adequacy ratio, including capital conservation required under buffer buffer for Indian bank is 12.9%. Under Basel III, yeah, that's all. This much only is given. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. We have
Thank you.
covered that. Thank you so much. Best wishes. And let me read out some of the questions that have come now.
Okay.
Just now. One candidate sent, I don't know where I kept it. Have I given it in 2025? Yeah, I think I already told you about those questions. Anyhow, let me read out that.
Hmm.
Mm, why SBI? Job role of current job, business
Okay.
figures and segregate advances. About CIBIL, what do you see in CIBIL? Your
Okay.
weakness, how much NPA, what procedures you take for recovery, about the present branch. Which crops you give loans for agri and scale up finance. What is your name, meaning?
Okay.
That's all. Then, in what role mainly you are working? This candidate told customer service for retail customer. Then asked questions from account as I had done graduation on BCom. Same thing, Baba. Same thing.
Hmm.
He has given the answers given by him also. Then one madam asked after checking the biodata form, you have mentioned property management. What is it? What is property management? Then asked
Mhm.
question about my college. Tell
Hmm.
me one story or poet about Kazul Nazrul Islam. Then another sir asked me about my place, famous thing about my place, and first record which was made related to my place. These are the set of questions asked in the interview today. Total 6 to 7 questions were asked and had only 5 to 4 answers were given by me. This is what the candidate has told. Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
अरे बाबा कोई लड़का आता